as a win-win and stopgap measure, would they find pleasure to concede, as we concede to their adjournment, even for that 1 week, he be placed under medical care, under guard or protection, unless the intention is different, maybe to subdue, maybe for someone to die, or for the medical condition to exacerbate beyond repair. If the intention is justice, and justice meaning a trial of a person that is not dead, then I would invite them to concede to a medical referral, to go to hospital under their guard, limited visitation. Even a government hospital, I am okay, including Malawi, provided it's not a military facility. Then, in exchange, we also concede to their adjournment for that 1 week. Because our proposed roadmap was, if he's in hospital for at least 1 week, he's able to prepare for the cases he's handling, assuming he's granted bail. But we can afford them the time they need to study the document, verify the locations or residences of the persons in issue. We could also, during that time, if they want, we can even provide the LC letters they're asking for. For us, we are ready. Oh, actually, the one from Laro, we do not have the original, but the copy has been sent electronically. And that is how serious we are. With that, you have two sureties whose LC identity is not an issue anymore. Your Worship, we are taking you through this pain, and I would invite you to understand where we are coming from. It is somebody we thought in the last 2 days may not be alive. Luckily, he's here, he's alive. How do we secure his life, but also the interests of justice? I cannot even verify the identity of a member of parliament electronically and digitally. I'm very, very saddened. Apart from delay, creating backlog, abusing court process, creating backlog, abusing court process, creating, congesting prisons, and persecuting, there would be no state attorney, two senior state attorneys, with a state attorney assisting them, would not be able to proceed with this, such a simple bail application, and would insist that you proceed and detain, not just a sick person, a dying man. I would want to draw your attention, Your Worship, and without recruiting your sympathy, to a German national that was denied bail in Kalanga on similar flimsy grounds. Your former Lord Mayor of this city, a colleague at the bar, an officer of this court, should not walk to hospital, but should go and be condemned to death before you even try him. With respect, Your Worship, to the alternative prayers, one, that even when someone wants to provide for himself a facility to allow him live,
for 1 week's time, considering that there are weekends that we might not be able to access some of these people's homes, and also noting that our application the response is not limited to the documents, but also the law. So, Your Honor, our response will not be limited to the letters she has mentioned. It will be endowed with the law, in the law, guiding bail applications. The documents, whichever document that has been submitted to us, needs to be actually responded to. Our response will not be limited to that matter as counsel has taken it. And also we note that they've served us and brought in new grounds on the medical condition of the applicants herein.
Which state needs to verify?
Which we need to actually verify and see if it's the current state of the events or it's overtaken by events, Your Honor. So it's much more than the introductory letters that have been presented, that have not been presented by the sureties. It's much more, even regarding the applicant himself, considering the charges leveled against him. So we pray for more time, Your Honor, which is a strip of 1 week. Yes.
To respond, they rejoin if any, and then court has to be given time to make a ruling on it.
But invite you to take judicial notice of the congestion in our prisons that have always been highlighted by the judiciary, that we all proudly serve. Even without medical reports, some of which we have provided, and even those from prison, Your Honor, this bail is entirely discretionary. And we rely on your discretion and good conscience. Discretion is basically the law of conscience, which we invite you to invoke and exercise.